Hi Questers, I want you to take a moment to sit back and really think about your own body. You wake up in it, you move it, you feed it. It feels completely natural to assume that you are the one in charge. You decide to move your hand, and it moves. You decide to speak, and you speak. But if we peel back the layers of biology, that feeling of control starts to look like an illusion. The shock is this: your body was never actually taking orders from you. If you actually had to consciously manage your own biology, regulating every enzyme, firing every neuron, and balancing every electrolyte, you would be dead in less than a second. The uncomfortable truth is that you are not the operator. You are merely the passenger in a machine that runs itself. To understand why, we have to look past biology and look at the architecture of the universe itself. Because every moment of your existence, every thought, action, emotion, and heartbeat is the result of a universe of forces that began long before humans existed. We are not biological islands separate from nature. We are continuous with it. Gravity isn't just holding you to the floor. It is actively pulling your blood downward, forcing your vascular system to fight the physics of a planet. Electromagnetism isn't just for power lines, it is the force firing your neurons right now. Quantum mechanics decides how your atoms bond to keep your DNA from falling apart. Your body isn't a machine you operate. It is a tiny, localized ecosystem shaped by billions of years of cosmic physics, effectively stardust that has learned to keep itself warm. And as we trace how those primordial forces shape every second of your life, welcome to Questa, where every mystery is a doorway to a deeper one, so let's dive. We often look for the controls of the human body in the big things: the brain, the heart, the lungs. But the real control doesn't happen at the level you can see, not in your organs, not even in your cells. The real forces, the ones that truly run your life, are microscopic and invisible. It comes down to a single ion crossing a fatty membrane, a molecule twisting a receptor shape by a fraction of a nanometer, or a tiny electrical gradient shifting by just a few millivolts. These tiny events don't just influence your life, they are your life. To understand how this chaos creates you, imagine your body is a colossal city. New York, Tokyo, and London combined, with 30 trillion inhabitants. But here's the twist: in this city, there is no mayor, there is no central government building. There is no single ruler in charge telling everyone what to do. Instead, the entire city is run by billions of microscopic traffic lights, turning green, yellow, and red thousands of times a second. Each traffic light is a specific force: a hormone concentration, a voltage change, a chemical gradient. You are not the driver steering the car through this city. You are the consciousness that emerges when the lights are synchronized. And knowing this, that your body works through this invisible signaling network, is just the beginning. Because now that we know the traffic lights exist, we can walk deeper into the machinery to uncover how these forces actually steer your life. We start with the oldest force. Long before brains or electricity, life used chemistry. This is the foundational layer of control. Inside you right now, hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, serotonin, and insulin are acting as wetware signals. They are physical packages of information that move slowly but powerfully, like letters sent through the bloodstream. Consider the lock and key mechanism. A hormone is a key floating in the dark. A receptor on a cell is a lock. When the key finds the lock, the door opens, and the cell's behavior changes instantly. When cortisol floods your system, it unlocks the fear response in your cells. You will feel anxious. You cannot willpower your way out of a chemical reality because the chemistry dictates the state of the hardware. These molecules are built from atoms created in the hearts of dying stars, and now they dictate your mood. You don't choose these states, they choose you. But chemistry is slow. Diffusion takes time. If you touched a hot stove and had to wait for a hormone to travel from your hand to your brain to tell you it hurt, you'd burn your figure off. So nature evolved a second layer of control: electricity. Your body is essentially a saltwater battery. Your neurons maintain a resting charge of roughly negative 0.07 volts. It sounds tiny. You can't even light a dim LED with that. Yet this minuscule voltage is the difference between being a rock and being a human. This voltage lets you recognize a face across a crowded room, read this sentence, or fall in love. But how does it move? An action potential isn't a single electron shooting down a wire like in a copper cable. It is a wave of depolarization. Imagine a stadium wave, where people stand up and sit down in sequence. In your nerves, ions of sodium and potassium rush in and out of the cell membrane in a perfect high-speed cascade. This biological domino effect moves fast enough to let you pull your hand away from fire before your conscious brain even registers the pain. Your nervous system is a fiber optic network built from living wires, trading raw power for speed and complexity. Going deeper, we find the forces we often ignore because they seem so mundane: the mechanical forces, tension, pressure, stretch, and shear. We think of biology as soft and squishy, but at the microscopic level, your cells are architectural marvels under constant mechanical stress. This is called mechanical transduction. Your body has sensors so sensitive they can detect the tilt of your head by a few microns. Every step you take is a high-stakes negotiation between gravity pushing you down and mechanical receptors pushing information upward. Your bones are not just scaffolding, they are piezoelectric crystals. When you walk, the impact compresses the bone, generating a tiny electrical charge that tells your body exactly where to build more density. You are quite literally being sculpted by the mechanical physics of the planet every time you move. Then, we arrive at a force that sounds like science fiction but is scientific fact: electromagnetic fields. Every time an electrical charge moves, it creates a magnetic field. Since your heart and brain are constantly moving electrical charges, they are massive field generators. Your heart produces an electromagnetic field so strong that sensitive magnetometers can detect it from several feet away, through your clothes and skin. Your brain is doing the same on a more complex scale. Brain waves, alpha, beta, theta, are essentially the synchronization of millions of neurons firing together. These fields aren't just waste products. Current research suggests they help provide coherence. Think of them like the conductor of an orchestra. Without the conductor, every musician or cell might play the right notes but at the wrong time. The electromagnetic field keeps the rhythm, ensuring the city of your body operates in time. But we have to ask the engineer's question: why? Why did evolution choose invisible forces? Why not gears, pistons, or mechanical levers? Why didn't we evolve with tiny hydraulic pumps? The answer is brutal efficiency. Invisibility is cheap. To build a mechanical lever takes a lot of energy and materials. It requires maintenance. It breaks. But to send a potassium ion across a membrane, that costs almost nothing. Chemical and electrical signals are fast, precise, and incredibly flexible. You can pack billions of chemical switches into a space smaller than a grain of sand. Evolution doesn't care about visibility. It cares about survival and energy budgets. A body running on invisible signaling costs far less energy than a body running on mechanical movement. Invisible forces were simply the best engineering solution to the problem of being alive. And this leads to the most unsettling part of the journey. If your hunger is a chemical, your thoughts are electrical, and your movement is mechanical, where are you? We like to think of the self as a thing, a soul, a pilot, a ghost in the machine. But the physics suggests something different. The self is an emergent property. Think of a hurricane. A hurricane is a powerful, distinct thing. We give it a name. We track its path. But if you look closely, there is no hurricane object. There is only wind, water, and temperature interacting in a pattern. If you take away the wind and the water, the hurricane doesn't go somewhere else. It simply ceases to exist. Your consciousness is the hurricane. Your personality, your memories, and your decisions are not controlled by one master switch. They emerge from the interaction of these millions of invisible forces. You are a chorus of chemistry, electricity, and mechanics, coordinated so perfectly that it feels like one unified voice. So when we say invisible forces control your body, it is not a metaphor. It is literal. The grand laws of the universe, gravity, electromagnetism, chemistry, shrink down into billions of microscopic actions every second inside your skin. We are not separate from the universe. We are the universe playing with its own rules on a very small, very complex scale. And together, those tiny, invisible, automatic forces create something massive, something visible, and something profound. They create you. But this leaves us with a terrifying question. If invisible forces control your body, your hunger, your pain, and your mood, what invisible forces are controlling your choices? Do you truly have free will, or is that just another traffic light turning green in the dark? That is the next quest.